It pains me to say it, but Arsenal are probably gonna win the league. But hey, at least Spurs are getting relegated. Harry Maguire to join Prison FC. And could Arbeloa's job already be in serious danger? This is DMAC Daily. Damn this Arsenal team. Damn that backline of theirs. Damn their set piece coach. Damn you, Mikel Arteta. You have created a monster, and I'm now 99% leaning in the direction that they're gonna win the league. They're actually gonna do it, aren't they? I think we need to just accept this reality, because every time City give me false hope of a spectacular generational bottle, then Pep's men go ahead and bottle it even harder. Haaland, where are you at, my guy? 2 goals in your last 7 Premier League games. You've been stat padding your entire career, and now you decide to morph into Joe when we need you the most. I'm clearly handling this well, by the way. I mean, there's always World War III. No, we're not going there. That was dark, but also. So yeah, that's where we're at. A deflection goal today v Brighton. Saka with the rage bait Selly. That was all she wrote. It may not be pretty, but understand these are the games in previous campaigns they didn't win. So we can slander them with set piece FC allegations or bemoan their pragmatic style of play, but the reality is they've scored the most goals in the league, they've conceded the least goals in the league, and are 7 points clear at the top of the league, with the prospect of a quadruple still very much a possibility. So you think Arteta cares about the criticisms? You think the Arsenal fan base cares at this point? They've spent 14 years watching Wenger's side play entertaining, fluid football, the beautiful game, but steadily regressing year on year. It was then better FC during COVID. Basically, the club has been through the trenches. So when Brighton's manager comes out post-game critiquing their mentality, saying there was only one team that tried to play football today, it's water off a duck's back for pretty much anyone associated with Arsenal. At the same time, they'll be over the moon with City dropping points to Forest. There were incredible scenes late on in this match with City peppering Forest's goal, Murillo with perhaps a title-deciding block in the 98th minute. That moment was telling. It just seems like fate is against City this season. To be fair, the 2 goals Forest scored today were pure quality, an outrageous backheel from Gibbs-White, and Anderson with a beauty. I know City won't give up on the title, they've got a game in hand, plus Arsenal still have to visit the Etihad. A win there changes the equation dramatically, but I'm backing the Gunners to get over the line this time. Staying on the topic of predictions, and Opta's own prediction model has concluded that Spurs have a higher chance of being relegated now than Arsenal do of not winning the league. Ironically, I still think this predictor is too favorable to Tottenham staying up. Spurs are only 1 point shy of the drop currently and haven't won a league game since 2025. You mean to tell me there's only an 8% chance of relegation? Either way, they'll be stressing having seen Somerville turn on the style once again for the Hammers. This man is single-handedly keeping their top flight dreams alive. That relegation battle is actual cinema. Don't sleep on Wolves either, by the way. 1 loss in their last 5 games. They just beat Villa and Liverpool. Their run-in isn't the worst either. It's not mathematically impossible just yet. Moving back up the table, and the race for Champions League football takes a fresh twist. Yesterday, Liverpool were humiliated away at Wolves, and today, Villa took a beating at home to Chelsea. I know the Villains' midfield has been hammered with injuries of late, but today was a grim showing for them. Completely outclassed by Chelsea, by Joao Pedro in particular, scoring a hat-trick, 4 contributions in total today. I'm sorry, but I have genuine beef now with Enzo Maresca, because you mean to tell me you had this man come in during the Club World Cup and instantly elevate Chelsea's forward line playing as a striker, only to then frequently play him in this second striker 10 hybrid? Maresca literally came out and said, quote, he is not going to score 20 goals a year. He's a different striker profile. Just shocking mismanagement. Joao Pedro as a 9 is the real deal. The best thing Rafinha has done since stepping into the managerial role is utilize him correctly. 8 Premier League games under Rafinha, 8 goals, 5 assists for Pedro, all as a striker. He's fast, technically outstanding, dangerous in the air, has good link-up play, and can finish with both feet well. It may just be an immense purple patch, but I've been watching Chelsea week in, week out for over 20 years now, and post Diego Costa, I don't recall a striker at this club causing havoc like Pedro. It's only his first season at a big club, but I truly believe he could become an elite striker. Separate note, this was also Garnacho's best performance in a Chelsea shirt, and collectively an outstanding display. Moving to Garnacho's former club, Manchester United, and boy was that underwhelming. Deservedly beaten by Newcastle in what was Carrick's first ever defeat as manager of the club. Now sure, a trip to St James's Park is never an easy away day, but having seen Newcastle go down to 10 in the first half, you'd have expected an inform menu to make light work of the home side. Real quick, I thought that second yellow was incredibly harsh on Ramsey. He didn't go down screaming or even appeal for a penalty. He just went down in a split second. I don't see how that's blatant simulation, but regardless, Newcastle persevered, and in the end, the 10 men of Newcastle would find a late winner, courtesy of William Osula. First, winning the ball in his own half, then cooking Malacia in a 1v1 before bending it perfectly past both Maguire and Lamens on his weaker foot, by the way. What an incredible moment for the Dane. It hasn't been a great domestic campaign for Newcastle, but that decisive moment could really galvanize this club in the latter stages of this season. United, meanwhile, remain in third place. However, this result sees their UCL hopes take a slight hit. That battle for top 5 is anyone's guess at this point with 9 games remaining. Staying on the topic of Man United, and Harry Maguire to prison FC, the 32-year-old central defender has been found guilty of non-serious assault in the retrial of the long-running case stemming from a 2020 incident on the Greek island of Mykonos, with the court delivering a 15-month suspended prison sentence ruling. Now, the case itself dates way back to August 2020 when Maguire was arrested after an altercation whilst on holiday with family members at a bar. Greek prosecutors accused the England international of offences including assault, resisting arrest, and attempted bribery of police officers. Maguire, his brother Joe Maguire, and family friend Chris Sharman were all charged following the incident. Now, Maguire and the other defendants in this case have since repeatedly denied all wrongdoing, claiming that the situation only escalated after they believed they were in fact being threatened and that they didn't know they were dealing with law enforcement. The following legal battle has been unusually prolonged. Under Greek law, filing an approval automatically nullifies a conviction until the case is reconsidered by a higher court. This meant Maguire's initial 2020 conviction triggered a full retrial process, with hearings repeatedly postponed before the latest ruling. Now, with the updated verdict, Maguire's defense are reportedly set to challenge this ruling via Greece's Supreme Court. Now, you may be asking, is Maguire going to jail? Well, the immediate answer is no. Because the sentence is suspended, Maguire will not serve prison time unless he commits another offense during the suspension period. So he won't be joining Prison FC anytime soon and is legally able to continue his footballing career. But with a criminal record now to his name, there may be certain travel complications for the Englishman. With the World Cup, for instance, obtaining a visa may prove to be more challenging. Moving to Spanish football news, and believe it or not, Alvaro Arbeloa is already facing mounting pressure just 2 months into his tenure as coach of Real Madrid, with questions beginning to emerge about how long he will remain in the role if results do not immediately improve. Arbeloa was promoted from the club's Castilla side in January this year after President Florentino Perez made the surprising decision to sack Xabi Alonso. The move was intended to calm tensions within a dressing room reportedly frustrated by Alonso's demanding tactical approach. Arbeloa, a former Madrid defender and longtime club figure, was seen as someone who could stabilize the situation while maintaining alignment with the club's hierarchy. However, results since his appointment have been mixed. Arbeloa has lost 4 of his first 12 matches in charge, including a Copa del Rey humiliation to second-tier side Albacete, alongside damaging La Liga defeats to Osasuna and most recently Getafe. Those results have left Madrid 4 points adrift of Barcelona in the ongoing title race. Granted, there have been some positives. They hit Monaco for 6 in the UCL, advanced over Benfica in what proved to be a controversial UCL knockout tie, and they also smashed an informed Real Sociedad at home. But the mixed results and uninspiring brand of football that is being produced is a real problem. Now, whilst another sacking seems unthinkable, this is Real Madrid we're talking about here, not Nottingham Forest, but Perez has often made swift managerial decisions when Madrid's results falter, and the atmosphere currently around the Santiago Bernabeu continues to be overwhelmingly toxic. With a high-profile Champions League tie against Manchester City approaching, further setbacks could intensify the pressure. Now, if Madrid were to make another change before the end of the season, Santiago Solari is widely viewed as the most plausible interim option. Solari previously stepped in during the 2018-19 season after Julen Lopetegui was dismissed. Additionally, he's currently employed by the club in a supervisory role, but I think Perez would seriously undermine his his credibility as president if he considered getting rid of Arbeloa before the season finished. Personally, I don't think Arbeloa is the long-term fix for Real Madrid, but what do I know? I thought Alonso was going to usher in this new era of greatness at the club. Turns out that couldn't have been further away from the truth. Anyways, guys, that's all for today's DMAC Daily. I'll see you tomorrow.